So, welcome to Mike's Mac Shack to my special VCF East edition video. You'll have to forgive this video as it was all shot on an iPhone, and kind of hurriedly too. So, here we are at VCF East, and you can see Sean right there. He is smiling, and he brought all of his cursed machines with him, and had that nice banner made for us. So, I had the prototype G5, I had my IBM P70, Steve brought a G3 and a clone, and then of course we had all of Sean's shenanigans here. We had his heavily modded Cube 750 or 575, his cursed Mac, and of course his power computing tower, which unfortunately didn't make it through the weekend. So this gentleman here was trying to dump the firmware off of my G5 using Sean's power computing clone over the Ethernet, and he's actually telnetting into my open firmware. Wasn't able to get it, but we're going to try and see if there's a way we can dump the firmware on it. So, and this is the first time I ever saw a B-Box in my life. Neat little computer. I've seen pictures of them, but I never saw a real live working one. So here we just have some the theme was text adventures for this show, and these are a whole bunch of different text adventures for a whole bunch of different platforms. You saw there was a digital rainbow, and there's a couple of terminals, an Amiga sitting there, and this gentleman had text adventures at one point in time running on this DEC VT120 and this Tektronic terminal, which has an absolutely gorgeous screen. I wish it would have been turned on when I did this. Beautiful screen. So, and then over here, I'm not sure what this guy was doing, but I'm very envious of his Apple IIe Platinum. He's got so much stuff crammed in this little machine. It's so amazing. So, and here you see a Sinclair Speccy, and this is that blue one is a Russian clone. And here we have an Eniac display. This was the actual layout of Eniac. I think this is done to scale with all the panels and everything. And Eniac was the very first digital computer ever made. Here's a smaller version of it. And they were actually celebrating the Eniac computer because it really did usher in the digital age. So here we have a gentleman with a VIC-20 trying to telnet into a BBS to run a text adventure. He was having some issues, but I managed to talk to this guy for a while and found out he's from I'm sorry, not Harrisburg, but he works in Harrisburg. He lives in York, so he's really close to me. And here we have a couple other machines. We have an Apple III running something, Apple II running a high-res text adventure, and of course a PC Junior. So this gentleman here just had some old 8080 base Heathkit stuff that he's actually making reproduction boards for to replace ones that are failing. And he's actually able to pretty much build the entire machine with the exception of the chassis from scratch now, which is pretty cool for anybody who's into that kind of stuff. This guy here just had a table set up with some stuff that he was selling. He has some pretty good stuff at a really reasonable price. I managed to snag a couple ISA cards for my AST Advantage from him, and didn't pay a lot. Got a sound card and a network card from him, so they'll be showing up in a future video. So this gentleman was running Zork on a Mac Plus, and here in the other display area, that's the Eagle PC right there that I paused on. Whereas where some of the big iron was, here's an Atrona Attaché, which is one of the smallest portable computers ever made that I'm aware of, and a Unix PC by AT&T. And yes, the mouse actually goes to that. So there's a PC AT, and this big humongous IBM plasma display caught my eye, and Here's what it looks like when it's running. It's actually the same kind of gas plasma display as my P70 has. And he's running a basic program on the 5145 right next to it, drawing these lines on the screen. It's just really cool. I have never seen anything like this, and I don't think I probably ever will again. So here's a IBM terminal. It's a, I think it's 7090 it is. These were designed for the medical field, but they were not widely used. And here's some PS2s. Nothing crazy, but guy was running OS2 on them, which is kind of nice to see OS2 actually running on a PS2. So I'm jealous of the CD-ROM though. And this gentleman here, none of these computers are on at the moment, but these computers were all running Windows. Every one of them every computer was running Windows. The Mac XL, the Acorn, and the 2CI. So, and this Apple IIe here, I'm not sure what he was doing with this, but I am super jealous of that disk drive. That's a pretty cool piece of kit there. And a 2GS. And what has to be the biggest PS2 display ever made, of the 17-inch monochrome 8517, I think it was. And some laptops. This is a portable terminal, actually. And good old compact portable one. Great machine. The very first IBM PC clone that actually was successful, and the Portable 3 on top of it. One of the other computers that used a gas plasma display. And these computers here were cool, so viewers of my channel will recognize this one. This is a Digital Venturis, but this is a 486 model. So, and I took a real close picture of these because I wanted to get to see what the monitor and the keyboard looked like. And here's an NCR 4i, I believe. These were just NCR PC clones, but you'll see that one running Windows a little later, which is pretty cool because it's just an 8088 PC clone. And here's a couple other oddball machines, an AT&T 6300 and a Tandy 1000, another portable, and some DOS software and stuff that, you know, people were showing off. So now we're going to get into some of the big iron. So this is IBM Mini Computers. So this is a 3270 personal computer. I've never heard of it. I'll have to do a lot of research on this, but I think it's for connecting to like a 3270 terminal. This is the portable that was running that gas plasma display. That's the program he was running to make all the lines on the screen. And here we have some HP stuff. So that's an HP text terminal, and this is an HP graphics terminal. And you got to admire the graphics on this thing, and this is from the 1970s. And this is a whole HP mini computer setup with 9-track auto-loading tape and everything. And it was running all these terminals. The graphics terminal, the big text terminal, and these two smaller text terminals. And this full-color graphics terminal, this 2627A. I mean, the video doesn't do the graphics justice. I mean, it was beautiful looking. I mean, it's just amazing what you could do with enough processing power back in the days. And here we get into this IBM iron. So that black box there under the table is an AS400. But this is the good stuff here. So these are IBM terminals. And then here is an IBM System 32, which was a small mini computer that you would have in your office to run a bunch of, you know, regular text terminals over twin acts. And there's a P70 all folded up. You'll see it running a little later. And here's a key punch machine for inputting information into a System 32 or a 34. And then over here we get to the real good iron. So this is a big old IBM terminal, and sitting underneath that control console is an IBM System 34. That was a mid-range, mid-size mini computer. And they ran off of 240 volts. They were monsters. So this is a telecompact. I've never seen anything like that before. It was pretty weird. And then a Hyperion right next to it. And over here we have a Wang business computer. Nothing special, but it's just cool. And a couple other business machines. And then this black one here, I believe, is a Dolch. I couldn't find the guy who actually had the table to ask him, though. And a Compact Desk Pro. Very successful line of personal computers. And just a generic clone there. I'm not sure what that was. Here's the Wang. I got a better close-up of it while it was running. So I'm not sure if this is an MS-DOS compatible computer or not. I don't think it was. I think these were specialized computers. But I love it. Are you serious about buying a personal computer for your office, or do you want to play games? And here's a Sharp PC 7000. I've never seen one of these before. It's pretty cool. Has an LCD display and a portable. And then, of course, here's the P70. You know me, I can't stay away from a PS2. This thing was in pretty good shape. He had the original mouse for his. And then here's the Lisa running Windows. It's running Windows, I think, 2.1. And right next to it was the Acorn A3020 running Windows as well, with a PC emulator. And here's Windows running on the NCR 4i. And it's just, the graphics are amazing on it. It's running Windows 3.0 too. And here's the Rainbow up and running. So that was my weekend. I spent it with Steve and Sean from Action Retro in Wall, New Jersey, at the Info Age Museum. It's a really cool place to visit. You should really stop out there if you're ever in the area. Met a couple of people who were following me on the channel, and a couple of people I follow on Facebook. So it's pretty cool to see people and actually put faces with names. So we're going to do it again next year, and we talked about it. We're actually going to make it even bigger. So instead of having 2 tables, we're going to have 3. So I want to thank Sean and Steve for having me, and I plan on doing this again. So hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's not one of my better videos, but it was kind of done in a hurry, and I hate videotaping around people trying to push my way in and whatnot. So it's not the best, but you know, it's quick and dirty, but it's watchable. So don't forget to like and subscribe.